In October, I was just in my place thinking about this and that. It's coming toward the end of the year. I didn't do anything on the channel for about 7 months by that time. Presidential elections was coming soon, and I was just feeling that I have to get into it once again, but I didn't know where to start. So please check that video that we put together about Statue of Liberty, because it's a key point that we're going to be using today. And I expressed a lot of information that's going to be related to this video in that video. And as I was thinking about it, idea came to mind about Statue of Liberty, to express about her. At the time, I didn't know how deep it's gonna get. I just follow the feeling, I would say, and find out there was a lot of discoveries that I would like to share with you related to that Statue of Liberty, and see what you think about those interesting things that I find out. As a year coming to an end, I found this year that's coming, 2025, is there's something about it. We just enter into third millennium, and so we in the first 24 years of that millennium going into the 25th year. And if we look at it together, a lot of things happen in the 24 years of this third millennium. But back to Statue of Liberty. As I was digging into it, I find out this. I noticed that Statue of Liberty used to serve as a lighthouse for a period of time to guide ships. Isn't that interesting? Ships and sheeps of God almost sound the same. And there are internationally recognized spiritual center for the advancement of inner awakening located in Montana, USA, on Summit Way, that has their logo as the lighthouse. And they have teachings of ascended masters of East and West through dictations from ascended masters done through people with abilities. And that center was opened in 1958, originated in Washington, D.C., here in America. I was like, okay, that's very interesting. So there's a center in Montana. They also call it Shambhala of the West. There's Shambhala of the East, but the one in Montana is Shambhala of the West. And in that center, there are additional information on top of what we usually accept as a true source. And turned out to be there's a lot more truth that we are limiting ourselves if we don't look into some other sources other than Bible. And this Summit Lighthouse have a lot of extra information. They have been publishing several books in 35 countries. I've done several lectures, and the entire goal is to enlighten the people. So I was like, okay, Statue of Liberty, enlightening the world, and so the lighthouse, guiding the ships. Okay, there's an organization from 1958 that doing that. Then it struck me that in Russia we also have a Cassiopeia project, and it just celebrated 5 years this summer, and their mission is to convey to humanity knowledge and principles of the infinite universe's structure In order for our civilization to raise collective spiritual vibrations, to qualify to join the interstellar union. Wow. And they are using some way of getting information from ascended masters as Jesus or Mother Mary, for example, true representative of interstellar union as well. And the way they getting information from them is through enhanced way of their ability. We call them contactees. For example, Irina Podzorova, she's one of those contactees that have abilities to communicate with ascended masters and the interstellar union representatives. Wow. Not only that, the logo of Cassiopeia is the star. Okay. And the Statue of Liberty has star foreshaped at the base. It's getting interesting. So there's two very much recognized around the world organizations that get information from ascended masters as Jesus and Mother Mary, Saint Germain and others, and it is available to share with us so that we can enlighten ourselves, so that we can learn truth. I was like, wow, this is getting more interesting. So I start digging a little bit more, and I find out that Elizabeth Clare Prophet, the leader of the Summit Lighthouse, retired in 1999. And Irina Podzorova, one of the leaders of Cassiopeia organization in Russia, started her journey in 1999. About Summit Lighthouse, very interesting thing is that this whole channel in inception started from the point of me finding that book, Science of the Spoken Word, in my house in Blue Diamond, in the rental house in Blue Diamond where I used to live about 10 years ago. And after I find that book, I start practicing that in that book that came from Summit Lighthouse. In the way of me getting to think about this and that on a little bit deeper level back in 2014 and 15. And then we had that video came out with Timothy West where we was thinking how to better a world and how to make things better and how to put pieces of the truth together from around the world and make it available for all of us to make life better for each and every one. So that was growing from that. And then on top of it, in 2016, as some of you already know and some can learn going through previous videos, we met with John because I was knocking on the door continuously. I was knocking on the door because I wanted to get some answers, and we met with John, and through John, God was answering a lot of the questions I've had. Give you a little bit tips about the book that I found. The book with precise formulas of the word to command the flow of light from your superconscious to your conscious mind, to unlock unlimited creative potential. And truly that's what it did in my life. It unlocked those potentials. If I did not apply that tool, I don't believe I would ever meet with John. There had to be few things to happen. I had to raise my frequencies, we use word today, and I had to be the one knocking on the door. And so those two things matched. So the point of what I just shared with you is that the Statue of Liberty apparently was not only a gift from France to USA, it was a gift to us from ascended masters. It was a gift to human race. And it is a treasure map to a treasure that mouse would not destroy and thieves would not break in and steal. Wow. Let me rephrase this. So the Statue of Liberty that was put in a place for everybody to see, in a place that at the time was a center of the world decisions making paradigm. It's dynamic, so that center is shifting. It's not for me to say where it is now, but some of you might figure out. And so, okay, Statue of Liberty is a treasury map for us to find the true treasure. It's amazing. And so when I got there, I was like, okay, so this is why in October I've had that strong feeling to express this topic, because it's past time, right? We need to get to truth. Why? Because for as long as truth alienated, we are limiting our abilities to make better decisions in life. And if we look around today on the planet, there are several places and corporations and single people that are alienated in a way. And the formula is the more truth that particular individual spread, or the better fruits that particular individual bear, there are forces that going against that particular individual or even country. For example, we learned in the last 2 years how some forces was trying to alienate Russia. And then about a year later, or maybe a year and a half, there was one brave guy, and we all know him, Tucker Carlson, that on a personal level decided, well, I got those gifts that God gave me. Situation is obviously dangerous in the world. I can do something about it. I can bridge this misinformation that we currently have with true source information and help us to make better decisions. So Tucker Carlson went out to Russia and interviewed Vladimir Putin, and it was a shocker for the entire world because the attempt to alienate Russia was on a very significant level, with involvement of several media around the world. But this one individual did his job because he felt the importance of the event, and he felt, as a person that loved his country, that this would be something great on the path to better lives for the people in America, at least. And he was brave enough to overcome all the obstacles and to get that extra information for us. Then that interview with Vladimir Putin was backed up with an interview with Lavrov, and we learned that not only everything that Vladimir Putin was saying was truth, and there was a lot of logic behind his words. Lavrov backed up every word he say as well by all the events, so that we can discover for ourselves the true sources and connect the dots better. And as we know, Tucker was very much concerned about the nuclear war. because this topic has been coming up lately very often in several media around the world, and I am myself concerned about the nuclear war, and I don't know anybody that not, right? So we're looking into Trump, for example, and he, as I would say, on the same level as Vladimir Putin, a very influential on the light side of the equation. And Trump also was alienated. We all have seen it, how much he had to overcome. For what? To make sure that he used his skills and abilities given by God to better situation in the country of America from what it become, and make it greater for Americans. Isn't that great? I think so. And then we look at the individuals like Elon Musk, for example. Jesus taught us to look into the fruits, not into the words, but into the fruits. And so if we look into the Musk and what he accomplished with his tools and devices for humanity, it is incredible. You can listen to music in the car and have the car take you to places without even steering. That's great. I love it. Saves me a lot of time. Isn't it great? But he was alienated in a way. And so in the last 2 years, the point is, in the last 2 years, we've seen intensity of some forces to alienate the true sources and the people that carry the light to better life and to have ability to better life for many millions of people around the world. Well, just like Tucker Carlson, Irina Podzorova, leader of the Cassiopeia, choose one day that it is very important for her to be able to deliver information to us, to shine that light, so that we have extra knowledge and extra truth available on the table to make better decisions. And today we have a special edition video that came out from the channel of Cassiopeia that I would like to introduce to all of you, because the topic of this subject is exactly the nuclear weapons and the danger behind it, and it is coming from those that are the most alienated. And here is the video that you can just watch by clicking the link after I finish talking, so that it don't interfere with the rights, and so that I can just simply share it with you this way. As far as additional information on things that I was talking about Summit Lighthouse and Cassiopeia, it will be in the descriptions. And using the opportunity, I would like to say Happy New Year to the entire world, to every soul, to everyone that's been doing something to increase the light on our planet, and to everyone that decided to do it in this new year, and to those who about to decide that it's important things to do. I wish everybody to have a great new year, and I wish all of us to start making better decisions in this new year to come, based it on the truth that we would all find out and enlighten our lives and lives within our world. And to finish this, I would like to say one more thing from Bible, from Jesus himself. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:19-21. Wow. Happy New Year.